So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for the living world of darkness, rage across New York, wherein we will be setting at the Sept of the Green in a particular parking lot where a challenger approaches.
Well, I don't know about him looking like a challenger. He just looks kind of lost. Jason probably isn't actually sweaty because they did all the running in Lupus. So he looks pretty much like he did when Colin left to go on a run this morning, but possibly with like some leaves in his hair from the time that he forgot which leg was supposed to go where and fell over. Uh, and he's just kind of walking, isn't really the word for it. He's slouching back towards the trailer.
Um, when he gets to the door, it is unlocked, and inside it is Colin. This luxurious coat has been hung up, and all Colin really has is a pair of pants and a tank top. Like, looks like one of those cheap tank tops you get from like a Walgreens when you're really desperate. And through that, it's pretty easy to see this guy has no immediate tattoos. There's a pretty nasty exit wound around one of his shoulders. That's all that like Jason really gets an eyeful of before Colin turns around. Oh, so he didn't get kidnapped. Good job.
I mean, I kind of did, I guess. But yeah, I've been released from class for the day. Kind of shrugs.
Okay. Well, I don't know what your sleeping arrangements are, but when you need laundry done, food, or a shower, this is pretty much your best bet.
Bites the week says I gotta come live with him and Desmond. So um, he said we're gonna be sleeping. I forget what he called it.
A den, essentially a hole in the ground.
No, the in a some. I'll be making a den.
So you'll have your own hole in the ground.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
Fair enough. Well, you don't need gangrene on your junk, so shower regularly.
Baby wipes.
And this time, it's beefaroni. It's made with macaroni. It's fun to eat and a treat. Hooray for Chef YRD. I'm expecting company. It's fine. You can stick around.
Okay. I mean, I can leave if.
No, it's better you be around people, especially with. Listen,
Now
you're gonna have to keep your eyes open real fucking hard. Other people aren't gonna say this around you, but we have a, for lack of a better term, like a serial killer type issue. They, whoever they are, they're tricky enough that we're just kind of coming around to figuring out the problem.
which problem?
How they're doing it. They they managed to tag a pretty experienced guy, and the way it looked, I think they've been planning it for a while.
All right. I mean, yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the gory
Um,
details, but it's some pretty fucked up shit, even by my standards.
I'll take your word for it.
And there will come a rap at the door.
And right on cue. And he opens the door.
And there is a 10 point there in velvety antlers.
When the door is opened, moves himself to stand where he can see out the door, but he's not like in direct line of sight for whoever's probably standing on the other side.
Okay. Hey, get in. Come on.
Yep. And yes, for reference, it is the same chick as before, albeit she is currently sporting a pair of antlers that are covered in soft, fluffy velvet. And she
He
will
kind of
quickly pull herself in.
blinks a couple times. Okay, you're the one with the antlers then. You didn't have those yesterday, I think.
No. No, I have to saw them off to go into the city.
It makes sense.
Veil breach. She just kind of points up.
As a professional point, we try not to let people clue in on what's going on with us. Your options narrow down once they've seen too much.
Yeah. Ms. Chloe said something about people forgetting, but I mean, I feel like you're probably better off just not getting seen.
Exactly. And them forgetting, it's a very specific series of circumstances, and sometimes it doesn't take.
Figures.
You got some guys out there who they won't take the chance.
And I totally failed to mention it first time around. 10 Point is not heinously scarred, but she has like a line across her face and a line down her lip. And I think all the rest are fairly well obscured, but she does have a few of her own. And while they're all talking, she will move in, and probably because she's seen Colin go into the cabinet several times before, will invite herself to one of the cans of beefaroni because they're there. God damn it, he always offers. So she will.
Jesus.
She like
I just
pauses with.
cooked.
She glances, pausing with a can in her hand.
You can have some.
She blinks at the can, blinks at the exact same stuff in the pan, shrugs, puts it back.
Got enough to feed at least like 8 people. Come on.
Thank you, Henry. And yeah, she will ease over and snag herself a bowl and tuck herself into the little table nook, kind of unobtrusively out of the way, and yeah, glance up to I'm gonna remember his name eventually. Jason. Everything go okay? Questions?
Like a million, but I'm still trying to process the fact that I'm apparently a 10-foot tall murder furry. So, yeah.
I'm
Kinda
given to
rubs the side
understand
of
you
his
get
jaw.
used to it. It's just kind of a helpless
Probably.
shrug.
So you get used to everything eventually.
Try not to throw the F word around too much. 10 Point's pretty cool, and I take things on the chin, but there's some people beating a certain drum that they ain't gonna be hearing it.
Yeah, and apparently I'm not supposed to make eye contact with anybody, so this is gonna be exciting.
That shit'll set any of us off.
It helps if you look at their nose, their forehead, chin.
Yeah.
Was it my dead father? He had this thing. He said, look him in the neck because you're going to have to go for it sooner or later anyway. That guy.
Oh, well, see if I can manage to get through this without pissing somebody off so they kill me. But it's kind of whatever at this point. I'll try to watch my language, I guess.
Murder's rare. Mutilation isn't.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 point looks endurable.
You get a lot of people trying to pat you on the back and tell you everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that happened a couple times.
I'm going to put it this way. You can sit down and eat whenever you want, but how old are you?
24.
24. That is a ripe old age amongst us. I can't remember if I'm 21 or 22, something like that. I kind of lose track of time. There is nobody in the immediate group that you're going to know who expects to see 30.
That's rosy as hell.
And when it happens hard.
Yeah, I saw some of the scars your elder was sporting. Those are, wow. Them and Ms. Chloe's are pretty rough.
Rumor says she's 135.
I'd believe it.
What was it, 145? 10 point, you got a track on that?
10 point offers a helpless kind of shrug. Mouthful of
I'm pretty sure at
beefaroni.
that point it doesn't really matter. So,
Probably not, no.
After swallowing, she'll comment, I'm fairly sure at this point that her grandkids have grandkids, Onrai. It's aged.
Yeah.
After a certain point, I don't think the numbers matter.
that,
See, my damn father was a lupus, so he didn't put it in, hard statistics or anything like that. He wasn't a fan of that. But he looked at us and said, quarter of you aren't going to make it to Cleveland, and a quarter of us didn't. Half you won't make it to Foster. A lot of guys died before I left where I was. And then another half off to Adrian, and after that, things get selective.
10 point meanwhile is
Good
sadly
times.
nodding along.
Now, where I come from, or at least the group of people I run with, people like to put a nicer face on things, or at least a lot of us do. I'm not personally a fan of it. I think the way my mom used to put it was she didn't like setting up unrealistic expectations. But then again, one of her older brothers had half his face blown off with something with a real high caliber attached to it, so you couldn't really blame her, could you?
I'd rather not get lied to, so it's probably easier to just hit me.
You're gonna fight, and you're gonna die. And you'll probably die by yourself.
That's a given at this point.
But
I'll
until
snort
then,
at the by yourself bit, but otherwise 10 point does not comment. In fact, she starts pulling a joint out of her swag, cracks the window.
oh my god, 10 point, you're in my house. And he literally goes to one of the little overhangs and pulls out what looks like a pillow until he takes the pillowcase off. And it is just a pillow-sized bag of weed. Smoke my shit in my house.
Jason just kind of like his head just tilts sideways until his ear almost hits his shoulder and just blink.
This is the good shit, man.
Even 10 point is in awe of the sheer volume involved in this situation.
It's a going away present from my uncle. Come on.
Do you
All right, then.
mind if I awaken it, Onrai?
I mean,
Because otherwise it won't stick like this well.
You can take a sample and awaken it, but I don't exactly want you to take the whole bag. I'll put it in a different baggie for you.
What is awakening?
But simply, it's spirit stuff, but put more in a complicated fashion. You've learned, I hope, that you heal in forms other than your own, right?
No?
Okay. Well, when you're not in the homid shape, and she'll kind of gesture up and down at him, you
Right.
will regenerate if you're injured. You'll also find that you are very unlikely to ever get ill again. We heal very quickly, and so especially if you are in another form and drinking or smoking that, it doesn't take very well. I have
That's
that
why the tequila
benefit.
didn't do anything yesterday.
I have that benefit and that problem in all of my forms. So if I want something to stick, it has to be awakened. The spirit within it has to be woken up. And it will have a greater effect and be able to affect us in our other shapes.
To put the healing thing in perspective, and he pulls the strap aside. So now Jason can just see the entry wound. 6 seconds, pulls it up, and there's kind of a speckle that same side across his rib cage. Like 7.5 seconds, and then he turns, and on his right side there's a thin scar. Like 9 seconds. I'm not sure what was going on with this one. I was kind of pissed off. And he pulls his tank top back down.
10 Point just makes a broad gesture to her face. Mine are all silver.
Damn.
So that thing's that's real then. This is so weird.
She nods.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's real as hell.
Werewolves and silver and
It won't.
fairies and vampires and unicorns and merpeople. And
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Silver won't hurt you any worse in that shape than it would, well, as whatever it is. If someone stabs you with a silver knife, it won't burn you, but you're still stabbed.
That's still being stabbed.
Yes. But kind of like the healing thing. Silver will affect me in all shapes.
There's a knock on that Winnebago door.
As Colin goes to answer the door, he says, "And try not to talk shit about Unicorn. Got a lot of patience and a lot of love, but come on, man, there's a line." And he opens the door.
Not talking shit about anything.
She like leans over helpfully.
What's that song? All the myths are true.
As he's answering the door, 10 Point will helpfully lean up a bit. He's a child of Gaia. Their tribal totem is unicorn.
Okay. I'm not even surprised anymore.
There's a faint, very tiny smirk.
Hey, Dallas, what's up?
She holds up a bag. Mashed burger.
Nice. Come on in, man.
10 Point hears the voice. 10 Point decides to light her own joint because it's right here and it's ready to go.
She looks in. She sees the individuals gathered. Looks around. Looks at 10 Point. Gonna play any music today, 10 Point?
10 Point is just so distracted with this here joint. Though she shrinks a tiny bit.
Now, I've been talking about downsides. Let's talk about upsides. You're probably never going to have to do like a doctor's visit or anything like that ever again. Most things don't really even slow us down. And also, man, you're in a special social place in this big organization of ours. There's a lot of people who are on our side, kind of tied to us by blood, but they're not quite like us. One team, one big effort together. But they're known as kinfolk, and to them, we are fucking rock stars. You will never, ever, ever, ever go to sleep alone unless you absolutely want to.
I'm not really worried about that right now.
Just gotta give Colin a bit of side eye. Just all the look to convey, man, like he was married yesterday.
Colin looks so oblivious to this shit.
She
10
just
point pulling really hard on that joint. Like, nope.
she just smacked Colin in the back of the head then.
Ah!
Hard,
Fuck.
but just enough.
Just comb my hair and everything. Why you gotta hit me?
You're being a jackass. And
Damn.
she'll set the bag down on the table. Okay, let's see. I got Applewood bacon cheeseburger. She holds it up, sort of as an offer to anyone around.
Yep.
Tosses it to him. I got avocado burger.
Jason just kind of rubs his face.
Okay, Jason gets the avocado burger. Tosses it to Jason.
She flings it at him. Hang on. I feel like I should roll for this.
No, let me set up real fast then.
I did already. You're welcome.
But you don't know the name of my scene, you meanie.
I just said seed started. It's a seed, and it started.
Okay.
I don't even know what I should. I mean, Dex something.
Dex Athletics.
That's athletics.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do I get it like minus to difficulty because he's startled as fuck and did not expect there to be a burger flying at his face?
I think you caught it.
Yeah, there's one success in there. The standard is 7, right?
6.
Oh, standard 6? Oh, yeah, no, they're kind of blah, but manages to grab it in his hand.
Let's see. Rosemary garlic fries. She sets them out on the table. Onion straws. Sweet potato fries. Those are mine. I would kill anyone who tries to touch it. And and then she reaches down and pulls out a box. Looks like it's not from Smashburger, but a Golden Arches type style chain restaurant of a multinational corporation. She sets it down in front of 10 Point. And of course, nuggets.
Point seems perplexed that she has been given anything at all, really.
And Colin gets on his phone, dials Felix.
Felix is out and about with Aiden, just heading back from getting coffee when he looks down at his phone.
Blam 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 blam. Blam 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 blam.
Boop. What up?
Dude, we're having like a fucking potluck type thing in my house.
How fast can I run? Give me about 2 minutes.
All right, man, but if you're late, 10 Point's gonna smoke through the whole bag.
God, I remember back when she wouldn't even pick one up. I had to convince her to put that in her mouth.
The whole bag, it's like the size of my head, dude.
God, they grow up so fast. I'm gonna try not to spill my coffee.
All right, see you there.
Boop. Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden like, sticks his head up from a bush, as he spits out the last of the vomit. Whoa.
Snoochie boochies.
Where?
The
Yeah,
caravan.
almost like comes to attention nearly. Which caravan?
The caravan. You know.
Oh. Ah, right, let's go.
And yeah, the two jog their way to La Casa Colin. Singular.
Yeah, Probably they see the open window and Aiden just takes it. Yeah, it's in there.
Colin opens the door for them, and then he holds up the bag. California grown Sensimilla.
Holy shit, look at the size of that thing.
Get in, quick! You're letting the stank out.
Yeah, we all bundle in awkwardly.
Carl, I am almost 100% sure you made up that last part of that.
It's from my uncle.
Uh-huh. Felix, bacon cheeseburger or jalapeno burger?
Bacon. I don't like spicy.
Tosses it. Aiden?
Woo!
Black bean vegan burger?
Huh?
Or
How the fuck would I eat vegan? Give me the meat. You know, he kind of like stretches his hungover hand over.
Did I just
heads
hear
over the
that
spicy?
a Garu got a vegan burger?
I mean, like, look, you gotta diversify your diet a little. Like, we got beefaroni and these burgers and these nuggets.
No, man. That's going to be Desmond's first case. I'm calling a Philodox on this bullshit.
No. See, here's the thing. This, and she'll set that contemptible burger down in the center of the table, a little kitchenette. That's a challenge. Who's
That's
got the sand?
That's a
Yeah,
sin.
It's a sin, yeah. What the fuck would you...
Eh.
Do you know how
Look.
much calories we burn through a day?
They're
Around
not
10K.
actually that bad.
Shit, you can have if you want.
I'm really not hungry. And the way he says it suggests that this is really not the first time he said that today. Kind of like reaches over and sets down the avocado burger on the table and just leans back against the wall.
What are you gonna bet this guy is gonna like eat an entire table at like a family restaurant, and we're gonna have the cops called on us after his first fight?
I say we take him to Golden Corral when he's feeling up to it and see if he actually takes like a whole tray of macaroni back to the table with him.
You know, I got kicked out of a Golden Corral for getting drunk and fighting the cook once.
I got kicked out of a Golden Corral for threatening to stab somebody with a broken bottle.
Man,
Speaking of restaurants we're not allowed to go to, Benihana's. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I never go there. We're not allowed anymore.
what did you guys do at fucking Benihana's?
Let's just say it involves 90-some-odd-year-old birthday in a car chase.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I think they were they look like the mafia, didn't
Yeah, his suits
they? They had that mafia-esque vibe.
beat the shit out of that chef.
Yeah, they really did.
He's,
I mean, technically we didn't do anything, so we could go back there, but it's kind of like bad vibes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice food though.
Yeah, Jason, one thing you're going to learn is like, okay, guys, set me straight on this. We got a guy who's a cop, right?
Yeah, Captain Fun himself.
Okay, the rest of us commit felonies like every other day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Felix does a finger gun and a wink. Pew.
I'm pretty sure it's kind of fuzzy, but I'm pretty sure I killed 2 guys yesterday. So, yeah, it sounds about right.
Par for the
mean,
course.
Yeah,
That's something you're gonna have to get used to.
Dude,
I mean, it's not
there's
like
a
the
holiday
first
coming
time,
up.
but I never ate somebody's face before, so that was new.
I don't think you actually ate anything. Believe me.
No. Eating them is bad. It is not.
Yeah.
Use
Just
teeth.
kind of like
Fuck
rubs his
'em up.
face.
Just don't swallow.
Yeah.
Spit. Don't swallow.
Yeah.
Good rules for that.
But seriously though, we got another holiday coming up. You know what we gotta do on like New Year's?
Oh no.
Huh.
All right, we gotta go fucking mailbox hunting.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, dude, we find a place, right? Like, I don't know, pick some place where like half the execs work for Shit Corps, right? And so one guy drives, and the other guy, you got to do this with like a metal baseball bat. Don't do it with wood. It's a fucking national tragedy if you do it with wood. But they hang out the other side, and you just drive down the row and fuck smack them down.
Dallas
Why would
will
you
reach
do
into
that?
the swag at her side, and I don't know if Jason has seen the wonder that is the Garu bag of holding, the magpie swag. But she produces about a 4-foot-long warhammer out of
Yes,
the
we're
bag.
doing it with that. Yes.
Why?
Well, for fun.
For fun, yeah, for a thrill.
Yeah, fun.
Breaks up the monotony.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a big fan of
man.
malicious mischief.
No, I just spent a lot of time on the water instead.
I mean,
I
we could do like a polar bear plunge if that's what suits you.
I mean, do we want to though?
Yeah, exactly. Gives a lot of break. He's only just here.
He says spending a lot of time on the water. 10-point turns faintly green. Finally nudges the remaining nuggets away.
Out of curiosity and for just reference, how many did she actually eat out of the 20?
She has been like cautiously nibbling since Aiden came in, so probably not that many. She may have gotten through like 5 of them. She just turns like that vague sickly look, and it just kind of nudges it.
Oh shit, Felix. Did you get that phone?
Phone?
Yeah. Me and Katya did some bumping around today. We picked up a phone that assumably belonged to our victim from the sewer.
No, not yet. Unfortunately, it's one of those weird cases where, I'll be up north and she's down south, or I'm down south and she's up north.
Just try to catch
I
up
mean, the
to
way
her,
she
man.
moves, it'll probably take her time anyway. And just smirk as he's eating a burger.
Ah.
You're as cold as ice!
Smiles as he like, takes a big bite.
Just try to catch up to her and get that. I don't know, I've got kind of a feeling about it, given what we saw where we were at.
Where'd you go?
You remember Fall Was the Wind, right?
Yeah.
That guy had no skin.
Ah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way it turned out is he had like kind of this condo type apartment, like here in the city. This is a pretty sparse place, but I managed to kind of pick through the lock. So we got in there, took a look around. There was a phone. I made her grab the charger too because the thing looked outdated as fuck and didn't want you to have to hunt for the charger head. But
10-point finally perks up his phone.
a phone, I don't know if it belonged to him, but probably.
I only asked because, from what I understand, before he disappeared, he was messaging his friends. It should have been on him.
It wasn't.
Tiny frown.
Now,
He knows to rub his head.
or he kept a second phone. I mean, dude had like this undercover ass apartment in the middle of the city. Who knows what he was up to? Either way, the way the tracks read out is, for whatever reason, he beat feet out of there mighty fast. And somewhere on his way out of there, another set of feet beat feet after him. So we go down and we go down. And in that building, there's a direct connection to the sewers, manhole and everything. So he gets down there, and now 2 sets of feet are beating feet after him. And then they cut off. And it's just his feet all the way up to the place where he died at. Now, I kind of put my head to it and I thought for a while, but there's not a lot of things that can pull a trick like that up our way, except for a couple gifts and maybe one or two types of fetish. So not only have we proven Simon's multiple assailant theory right, but there's a chance that Guru or Guru-like entities are involved.
I mean, we know for a fact that Guru was involved in Jeremy's death. So maybe they're all working at the same angle.
I don't know, but whoever they were fans of Vibrams.
Mm.
Either way,
Rub his head.
it took me like 4 hours to wash the raw ass smell out of my skin. So that was great. So yeah, no, just catch up with her and get that phone. I'm sure it'll be a new and disturbing discovery.
No. That's what I do. You expect to see more porn, right? No, it's not the case. It's murder. Usually murder.
It's always murder, usually.
Well,
Gross. And Colin sits down like this is all fine, eats his burger with his beefaroni side.
oh, dude, is that beefaroni?
Hell yeah. Made enough for like
Fuck
8
yeah.
people.
I had that since I was. Oh my god! Hell yeah! Let me get a bowl. Where do you keep your bowls?
Second cupboard to the left.
Thank you. Looks gets himself a bowl of beefaroni.
Man, this must seem familiar to you, huh, big guy? Surrounded by a bunch of us in my house.
Yep.
At that point, shooting the Colin, the really look.
You still got that look on you, though.
What looks at?
It's a new guy look.
Yeah, we all used to look like that.
Man, I know you grew up in the nation.
Yeah, we still look like that, though. Very different thing from being a kinfolk to a Guru.
Maybe.
10 point just takes a nice long pull of that joint.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to take in.
Particularly when they don't let you outside. That was my biggest peeve. She used to go out and drive around the place. Now they just wouldn't let you out for weeks, months. Used to drive me mad.
I think I gotta get permission from the den mother.
Yeah. I mean, if you're coming out on a mission, you'd be usually out with a couple of us. Or her. So that's usually the way it is. Normally you just have to sit around here for ages.
You,
Start building fences. One of the other cubs was trying that.
Why'd he build a fence?
Shrug. Said it was to pass the time. Then he met the Russian mafia, he was telling me.
So a dude, like a cub, like rank 0,
Yep.
was hanging out here. He found tools and materials to build a fence. Successfully built the damn fence.
Yep.
Which in and of itself, like given, limited resources and mobility, is a triumph. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. And somewhere in the middle of building this fence to pass the time, like this is some straight up Tom Sawyer shit.
That's painting fences.
That's what he told me. They're related to one of the old fucking math Misters to Challenges people. So he was like, got that Russian mafia vibe. I didn't believe him at first, but apparently it's a true case.
Building fences. It's a monotonous fence-related activity, man. Like,
He had a winning smile, you see. I think that was the part of the problem.
oh, okay. Huh. Ain't that some shit?
Shrug.
No. People used to play this game when I first came to the Sept. They don't much play it anymore, but Punch Face.
Dallas almost trips over herself suddenly looking up.
Hey, easy there, Butterfingers.
What? Punch face.
Yeah, clean out your ears.
Yeah, stop getting a boner, Dallas. Relax with it.
Easy there, Rocky.
I haven't been able to line up the knuckles all damn day.
Man, you creamed me one like day 0.
Well, yeah, it was just, establish the pecking order.
He'll look over the new guy. Dallas is a get offenders. They like to wave their dick around a lot. He'll smirk over at her playfully.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure everybody's dick's bigger than mine right now as a rule, so that's their prerogative.
Hey, you threw most of us off for first time. Not bad going. No. Give the boy some credit.
Look, man, like, as cold as it is right now, I'm pretty sure my Audi is turning into a fucking itty. Like, shit.
Do you want a sip of my coffee?
Nah, I'm good.
Sips his coffee.
You can sip his coffee.
Suddenly takes subliminal messaging. Wishes she had coffee.
Felix takes the top off his coffee and throws it in 10 Point's face. I'm kidding. He doesn't actually do it.
Lies. You don't love me enough to be that mean.
Yeah, you're right. So, I don't know. Talking about the happenings ons about septices. Have y'all been debriefed about the crab people?
His head jerks up.
I heard like 2 things. And then there were. What the fuck was that shit with the water, man? That wigged me the fuck out. I thought that I accidentally dropped acid again.
That was part of it, yeah.
Yep. So he made a promise to the Rokea and didn't deliver, so yeah. That was kind of a you traitorous bastards. And then when we went and checked it out, they were like, "No, we're cool now."
You click his fingers and point at the new guy. Oh yeah, there's a little Native American girl wandering around here. Don't talk to her, or you'll get in trouble.
Like, are you familiar with like a shunning?
I've heard of it.
Well, now you get to see it in action.
You can't
go back to
you
crab
can't sit with
people.
this type of thing.
What about them?
Right. About that. There's this corporation, one of many nasty ones, that we're still learning about. It's called Magadon. Pretty popular in pharmaceuticals. They've been testing out some new serum, some new concoction. I'm calling it Spark Liquid. It's blue and sparky. Terrible. There's this boat that we got a tip on, and when we went there, I found a camera, or more importantly, Talatahine did, and brought it to my attention. When I got the footage off of it, there was an FFS team, a crab person, and this scientist in a lab coat. I got a name on him. Tahir Baijan? Yeah.
Baijan. Dr. Baijan.
You know him?
I've heard the name.
Well, he is currently behind the atrocities that are taking place.
Yep.
He's making crab people.
That's right.
Do we know how?
I'm pretty sure it involves the serum somehow, or maybe an earlier iteration of it, because what we've seen so far is that they're stuck as crabs, or crab people. You know how we change our forms?
I saw it. Yep.
Well, these people that have been experimented on can't do it the same way we can. And it seems as if Magadon is trying to replicate that. And the video footage shows as much.
Do we know how to find him?
We do. That's actually the next step.
I want to be there.
I'll ask Chloe personally.
That's personal for you?
Yeah. You might say that.
What you gonna do when you find Big Man?
Everything I can.
Colin nods and he's kind of hanging off the edge of this seat on the edge of the dinette, all huddled over his own knees with just the fattest blunt you've ever fucking seen. And he takes this big, big inhale. And he doesn't cough. It really tells you everything you need to know. And comes out of his nose and it curls around his face and reads his whole big old fucking head in smoke. Man, personal is an amazing feeling. You dig? I'm not gonna lie, it feels good. Little guy over here knows what I'm talking about. See, right now you feel right. Everybody in this trailer around me, look at my little ass. There's right for the right reasons, and there's right for the wrong reasons, and difference about right for the wrong reasons is about everything leading up. Because you got that hate in your heart now, dig? Bubbling up right now. You probably want to knock me one just for playing with you like this. That shit's gonna get in your heart and your brain and your soul, especially when you're running right up to it. You're about to get righteous. You're about to lay it down because, I don't know, I'm getting the sense that maybe you lost something or somebody hurt you real bad. And now you're in this position on this train with me and everybody else. And it's in that moment that we're going to find out who you are. Because you're either going to do what you do and we're all going to come out smiling, or you're going to do something stupid and you might not get killed. But one of these guys who watched my back since I got here are going to get killed, or I'm going to get killed. I don't hold a grudge, though. But you got to keep that in your mind now that it's personal and you want big man. You dig?
Yep.
Uh-huh. And he passes off the blunt to Felix.
He accepts it for the Holy Grail that it is. And da 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 da. And after he takes a hit, passes it off to Aiden.
Aiden takes a long hit, probably just looking down at the ground as he will pass it back to Colin.
10 point is admittedly spaced, goes to take another long hit off of hers. Gets down to the point where it singes her fingers, gives a yelp. And kind of looks at the offending remainder in a dazed sort of way.
See, some people, they're going to pass you the righteous about calling and warrior pride and stuff like that. Redhead over here, she's full warrior pride. You about the lifestyle, Dallas? She about that lifestyle.
She muted as fuck.
She moves as fuck. That's what that lifestyle she is.
It's okay, Dallas. You can share with the class.
But for me, this was a job I was born into. Maybe I have a different take on it and I'm a little insensitive. He takes a big old hit and passes off to Felix.
Yep. Takes another huge hit, passes it back to Colin, gets up, goes and starts eating the burger and pouring out more of the food and dipping the burger in the food and eating.
That's like poetry in motion, man.
Mm.
So I don't know nothing about you, Jason.
Nope.
Except that you had a nice house. Sorry about that. So, you didn't come up the way we came up, did you? Knowing about all this shit.
No.
What kind of life you'd lead before you
No.
came to us, Jason?
Depends on when.
Depends on when. That is a mysterious answer. You got that mysterious look on you. You,
Sorry?
fuck it. As he, like, he's taking another lunger bucket. I mean, is this whole violence shtick new to you?
No.
No?
No, Mother Larissa's right to call me Soldier Boy. I was in for a
Soldier
while.
boy. Put in work with a big family or something?
The Army.
Oh, shit. The Army.
It's kind of like a family.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
You're in the right part of it.
Army. Well, I guess that takes care of some of our problems.
Which ones?
understanding how the structure of this place works. It's kind of like an army.
Yeah. One from the 1400s.
We do what we do. What it lets me know, though, is that you understand things about working in a group, and you got some much needed skills on things like triggers. I don't do guns myself personally.
If you wanted somebody good with guns, you should have saved Richard, not me.
I tell you what, you want to talk about Richard, you and me will talk about him at a later time.
I really don't want to talk about anything.
Oh, shit. He looks at Felix. This one here is going to be a model foster.
What?
Think about it, man. Most people can't get to shut up. This guy don't want to talk.
It's awesome. Usually about now I get to say I don't care.
Yeah,
But,
pretty much.
Yeah, no, this is good.
And he punches Felix in the shoulder.
Most are going to pretend to know how you're going through and all that shit, but most of them don't give a fuck, really. The shrug is he help. Like, I mean, he's devouring food.
Yeah, personally, I gotta say, I don't really know shit about you. I don't understand your life one bit.
You know, honestly, that's easier to deal with than everybody that wants to apologize for it. And tell me that it will get better. So, if we're done.
They do that. They do that. It makes them feel better about themselves when they do it.
Man, what good is that gonna do anybody? I ain't sorry for what I did.
Shrug. Makes them think like they're doing the right thing.
We are doing the right thing.
I mean, Aiden just shrug is the last thing you fucking want to hear, to be honest. He just takes a drink.
Did anybody ever figure out this guy's a moon?
I'm a Philodox.
Ah, shit, you get to drop the hammer on people.
You're gonna love me, then. Aiden smirks as he takes a drink.
I have been duly reassured by someone whose name I can't remember that if I don't like it, I can do something else.
Why would they tell you that? You just shake his head.
don't.
Oh. Colin, like, recedes into himself. Oh, that shit, man. Oh, God, I hate that shit.
That's... Aiden will look down. Whoever told you that is a fucking idiot. He'll just say it very bluntly.
Wow, you can tell that to her. I don't care.
Look, somebody who understands this shit better than I do explain to him the gravity of that.
It's kind of like looking at God and saying you're wrong. Some people think that's cool. They get a kick out of that, but
It's safe to assume that that's probably just as dishonorable as everything else that I might decide to do if I don't like something. So
no, that's pretty high up there.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, it's like rejecting what you were chosen for. And most people would, most people don't get really a choice in being picked for this. We just do it.
Yeah, I noticed.
So, whoever she is, I can imagine who it is telling you that. Well, kind of look over at Felix, like, just frowning.
Not especially worried about it, honestly. I've got a lot more important shit to deal with right now.
Man,
Than whether or not I like what's going on.
Man, I can't wait until we get through that shit. It has been a while since we have had a Philodox who is fun.
He no shake his head.
God's is all
Well, I
right.
hope I don't disappoint them.
Philodox is a serious job.
Sounded like it.
It's just serious. Sometimes people won't look at you too kindly, but hey, it's all part of it.
I'm used to that.
Problem is, they're always going to be looking at you, though.
Yep.
See, like, some people kind of let it begin and ended the whole enforcing the law thing, but it's not just about that.
She mentioned justice.
It's not just about that either.
Mediation.
Not even that in a time of crisis. Look, when you get up there, sometimes things get shaky and people need like a resolute moral compass. A fucking lighthouse. And at all times, it's going to be on you to be that lighthouse. That's how guys like me look at guys like you.
Yeah. You're meant to be the one that keeps us on the straight and narrow, reminds us of what we're meant to be doing in life. It doesn't have to be through justice or punishment. It can sometimes be a hand on the shoulder or a compass to follow. Like Colin said.
Moral compass. Yeah. Well, first I gotta learn the rules, and then I can worry about being a moral compass.
For what it's worth, Henri, you're a cub. This is the time to make the mistakes you're going to make.
But only once, I hear.
And don't worry, I'll be here to point out if you do anything too stupid. That's my job. I'm a ragabash.
Oh, dude. Talking about
He
stupid
reaches
shit.
into a pocket and like pulls out a notebook and kind of leafs through it. The New Moon one. Kind of squints at his handwriting.
Me and Dallas over there, we fight. There's some other things attached to it, but end of the day, start to finish, we fight.
Full moon?
Yeah, buddy. Of course, the side effect of that is I can't even walk into a laundromat without somebody freaking the fuck out, but it is what it is.
There's trade-offs for everything.
Timpunt will let Felix volunteer the Theurge talk if he so wishes. She, meanwhile, will have apparently produced a tiny white mouse from one of her pockets and is distracting herself with petting it, talking very quietly to it.
Meanwhile, Colin has bitten the nuggets into rough shapes and is kind of playing with them on the table. And one of them, which is a little more oblong, he kind of turns at Jason and says, "This land is a vast and fertile land.
No.
We will name it this land." Well, and he picks up the other one, which is a little more kind of L-shaped. "I think we'll name it your grave. Ah, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal." Ah! And he shoves them in his mouth and eats them.
Pop, I love you.
10-point is back to looking remarkably dazed.
Felix taps his fingers on the table, or whatever nearby flat surface that 10-point is sitting near, and pretty much just says, "I think I'm done talking for a while. You go ahead." And he exits the caravan, but just hangs out outside.
And she blinks a time or 3. Though offers very quick little nod. Turning glance to Jason. Felix, Raya, and I are Theurges, crescent moons. Spirit speakers.
Shamans, kind of.
Shamans, druids, technomages. Shrug. We are as much spirit as we are body. And it is our duties to maintain our dealings with the spirits, to keep the spirits happy, to perform rites and rituals, and to serve as the middle point when deals need to be made with spirits. She will actually at some point gesture fleetingly to the mouse that is still tucked in one of her hands. Cleaning his little whiskers.
That's a spirit.
He is a strange one. But yes, he follows me into the Umbra.
He looks over at the mouse and kind of like gives that kind of awkward like half wave, like, hi.
She'll smirk very faintly. The mouse kind of glances up at the motion, but doesn't seem especially interested or cognizant of what it means.
He's, for the most part, normal for a mouse. I just keep care of him and keep him close.
Oh, okay.
But should you ever want to have a chance to speak through someone to a spirit,
I will.
I'd be happy to meet you on the other side.
Thank you.
With a faint nod.
Of course, Sunray.
You keep using that word. What?
Have you learned
What does
the
it
word
mean?
Raya?
Yes.
Raya is for those above you. Yuff is for those of equal station. Onraya is for those of lower station. All of them are respectful terms, though some are more commonly used than others. The only one anyone expects to hear here is Raya.
Murder Hobo likes boss, though.
Yes.
Somebody said, who? What?
He's a bonar. Warder of the Sept. He's like the big boss, big guy we all answer to. Murder Hobo is like a deed name. It's like a nickname. We all have
Murder
each of them.
Hobo.
For example,
All right.
one of mine is called Tamer of Dragons. One of hers is called Thousand Cuts. Points out over at Felix. One of his is called Negative Exposure.
Dragons are real too.
Yeah, they are.
Not generally
What
on this
isn't?
side.
Has anybody ever seen a mummy?
No,
Probably not mummy.
Are you sure?
No.
No.
wouldn't be surprised, but not sure.
Almost everything that is even an idea or a concept exists on the other side.
Well, that's terrifying.
These ideas and beliefs take form. When you look at a dove spirit, you don't just see a bird. It is impossibly clean, impossibly pure, and even carries a sense of peace with it. It is everything that you imagine a dove would be. The same with most spirits.
Okay.
Meanwhile, little mouse bro will get just kind of calmly raised up and deposited on her head, where he clambers onto one of her antlers and goes back to cleaning his whiskers.
Seems legit.
Yeah, doing his little mouse thing.
What are we missing? We don't have a Calliard here.
I think I scared
He
her
kind of
off with my
scribbles a couple
tales
more
of.
things down in his book.
I think I scared yours off with my tales of daring do.
Which one, Banshee or Saoirse?
Saoirse.
He'll just nod. Yeah, Saoirse's the happy one.
Felix bangs on the side of the caravan,
Man,
opens the door just enough to say, "Ragabashes."
now we got that one.
Oh, well, that was short.
We didn't really explain it.
Yeah, nobody likes us anyway. I didn't say he just begins to pour more food for himself.
Damn right, you dick.
I
Go
mean,
blow a spirit or something, Felix. Flips him the bird, smiling.
I like you got me all hooked up with, I don't know if they're your family or what, but they feed me.
That's Fianna, though. Hospitality. You were new, and you had a caravan.
That'll prompt a glance to Jason.
Have you learned anything about the tribes?
A couple names, but the only one Bites the Week explained was his. And there wasn't much of an explanation.
Probably wise.
Of course he did. Shadow Lords always love to talk about themselves.
It's also best to leave others to explain their own tribes, right?
Children of Gaia have been around for a very, very long time. We stand for mercy, unity, and an even hand in all our dealings as we attempt to heal the mother. Out of all the tribes, I'd say we aren't the least willing to fight, but it typically isn't the first option unless it's the necessary option. We're the reason a lot of Earth First type things start to mill around in terms of outreach and education amongst the masses. We've made a lot of forward steps starting farther back than most people think. There's not a lot more to it than that, other than that our totem is unicorn. And a lot of people might have some opinions about our propensity towards certain activities. But we're as much a part of the nation as anybody else. And it turns out people really like to talk to us.
Well, if you're less likely to punch me in the teeth out of nowhere, that probably makes it easier.
You'd have to talk me up into it. Children of Guy and the sept I came from valued quietness, precision, and as low a secondary impact as humanly possible. We don't like civilian casualties.
Not when possible, I would hope. Collateral damage is never a good idea.
Some philosophies differ. If you want the real big talk about Children of Gaia, though, like the real rap about it, there's a guy rolling around here named William White. He will talk your ear off.
I'll wait. It's all the same.
He's pretty relaxed most of the time. You two cross paths, you'll know it.
He just kind of nods. He looks like he's starting to relax somewhat.
And
kind of slides down from crouching to just sit against the wall instead.
that's we hotbox the shit out of the cup. And Colin kind of like half stands as much as you can with a table under your knees and starts poking at Aiden. You want to tell him about the Fiona? You want to tell him about the Fiona?
Aiden will stand up as surges to his feet, almost suddenly arch back, chest puffs out, almost like it's inflatable nearly. Right, the Fiona. We're basically from the Celtic tribes. Our homeland is obviously Ireland, hence the point. We believe in generosity, hospitality, and bravery. Bravery especially. But we believe in our big thing is threes, the triad. The mother, the sun, and the moon, and the Morrigan. We are we're a warrior tribe. We fight. We sing our praises. We lament our losses. And we hold them dear to our hearts. And you look down. We're the ones that remind us this fucking thing that we're part of. The passion is both good and bad. We're the first in and last out. He'll smirk. Because nobody fights like a fucking Fianna. He'll just plonk himself back down, Chest seems to just deflate.
Oh, it's four things. You said triad and then four things.
The Morgan is a triad on her own.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
A separate example.
Actually, he'll lift off his shirt as well, and Jason will see like multiple scars all over him. One, and his back particularly looks like he's ripped apart by shrapnel. But you'll see like a big spiraling raven tattoo on his back. Bahab, Matcha, and Samhain. Sweden. I can't pronounce the fucking second name. It's too early for me.
Nemain?
The main, that's it.
Dang. That's a nice ink.
So,
It's fabulous ink.
you flunk his shirt back on and sit back down and victoriously, almost gloriously takes a bit, reaches for a drink and just drinks out of it wholeheartedly.
Felix,
Yeah.
tell about cockroaches and stuff.
Right.
There's a trap called the cockroaches.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
There's a tribe called the cockroaches.
Called glasswalkers and our totem
You're-
is cock.
You're a little bit roboty.
Well, fuck me. I'll be back.
Me or
No, it's Robbie's periodically does that to him.
okay.
I love the look on this like, face clip right now.
How about now? Any better? Any better?
Perfect. So perfect.
Okay. Felix will say, name of my tribe is the Glasswalkers. Currently. Our totem is cockroach.
Okay.
As a child of cockroach, it is our tribe's nature to adapt. In our earlier days, our job was to watch mankind, and we've adapted to blend in with them. We've learned from their technology. We've taken their technology, and we've learned of ways to exploit it, even as it's being developed. For example, just standing right here, I can use my phone to look at every piece of information in your phone.
My phone got set on fire.
Right. My point stands. If you had a phone, I could do things with it.
Data mine all your porn.
Exactly. Even though I don't want to, but no. I can turn red lights to green lights. I can hack into our enemies' computers.
That's handy. I like that. That's good.
I'm not done. Can hack into our enemies'
Okay.
laptops. I can do all manner of crazy things. And that is what my tribe does. There are 3 heads to a different kind of triad, which I can explain later because there's a lot happening right now. But one head is called the Weaver, and more or less, we can manipulate it in a smaller scale. Not, it's complicated.
That's the triad with the worm thing.
Yep.
And he's kind of like leaning back against the wall now. Like he just looks so tired. Still awake, but not by much.
So yeah,
And
we call our homes in skyscrapers, in densely populated areas. We can blend in better than just about everybody else. So that's about it.
Dallas over there looks smoked out as shit. And Colin gets up and he gets a blanket and just puts it around her. Rest easy, little warrior.
You know,
Oh, shit, she's awake.
Yeah, we were trying to talk to you earlier and you were having none of it.
No, I was using the restroom. Sorry.
You all right?
No, I just didn't put my headset back on for a bit.
So Colin, like, looks very awkward because he's put this blanket around her.
She was just kind of sitting there with, like, she's got her earbuds in, and she's just been kind of like listening to music.
Does.
And when he like walks up to put the blanket on her, she just kind of like opens up her eyes and just looks at him.
He just stands there with the blanket, like, still kind of like crouched over. Like, it's like halfway to being wrapped around her. And there's a thought. And he just finishes doing it. Tucks the little corner in.
Inside your house, I'm not gonna punch you in the face.
Cool. Can you explain get a founder to this guy?
She'll sit up and just throw the blanket back at him. How to begin? So you've heard about the people who weave stories and love one another deeper than most familial ties with the Fianna, yeah? That was a question. Don't worry.
Oh, the what?
So you've learned about the Fianna, I take it. Learned about Children of Gaia and the Glass One.
Yep.
Kind of a common thread among all the different tribes is that there's warriors. Every single person here is a warrior. The
Yes.
Fenrir are warriors amongst warriors. Our tribal totem is a totem of war. Great Fenris himself. We are. Our whole purpose is to live and fight and die gloriously. We are the ones that fight so fiercely that our brethren within under the totem of Stag can sing songs about us. We're the ones that carry out the will of the Silver Fangs, the kings among our tribe. Some of Gaia's finest warriors to ever walk the earth have been Fenrir. One of the greatest fighters that lives currently, Golgol Fangs first, is a Fenris. We hail from Norse descent. Well, the tribe traditionally does. I wasn't born into the Fenrir. I just earned my stripes with them.
Okay.
A lot of us die young, but that's okay for us. Because when we die, we get to hunt with our tribal totem for the rest of our existence. For eternity. And amongst our ancestors.
Hear another bang bang on the side of the RV.
Jumps.
But come on, man. I just about like I was about to do some shit. I don't know what I was gonna do. As Colin gets up, and you can see he's like fashioned a form of paper hat with horns for himself
She punch him
out
yet?
of the boxes.
No, she didn't. No, I had no call out.
Lame.
Shake his head and get up.
So yeah, if you want to learn how to fight, anyone here could probably teach you.
I mean, I definitely got to learn how to fight when I don't have hands. That's new.
If
More
you want to
intuitive than you
learn,
think.
if you really want to learn what you can do with your claws, with your fangs, with your hands, with a weapon, you come see me.
Um, the shit bites people. Said I gotta get permission to learn from anybody else.
Well,
Start
I
laughing.
doubt
An eyebrow
that,
quirks.
I doubt that he knows a lot about picking locks. I
I
don't know
very much,
about Chloe though.
I very much doubt a Theurge would know the intricacies of proper combat.
Excuse me.
Not you.
Oh,
You're
my
strong, Felix. It's cool.
It's okay. You're a big brave man.
You stand in the back and shoot your rifle, Felix. We all know it.
Tempoint, if it's
Lean
humanly
over, smirk.
possible, gets a tiny bit smaller.
You will lean over, smirking. I feel like sticking his tongue out deliberately at Felix to make sure Felix knows he's teasing.
Yeah, well, you'll see exactly how nice it feels right in the leg. Come on out here, mister.
Can we not have like a shooting? I have to like drive the vehicle and I am inebriated.
He'll get up and stretch and begin to walk out and look over the coat. You should sleep.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to drive high.
Don't want to sleep.
It's worse. Not sleeping for us is bad.
Except for me.
At least not sleeping at all is bad. Try at least. Raina just nod and step outside going, I surrender, Felix. Shoot me if you need to. Mockingly putting up his hands as he's opening a door.
Felix is in the middle of screwing the silencer onto his.
And Colin just looks at Jason and says, or do whatever the fuck you want. My record's 5 days.
No, I don't want to sleep. Please shut up if I sleep. He's like listing over sideways. He's not even sitting up straight anymore.
Blanket. That's right. You can just lay down. It's fine. Here's my jacket.
no.
The floor is hard.
That's alright, it's clean. It's like luxury and stuff.
And Point will be the next one to kind of ease up. And with the silence that comes of being barefoot, we'll just kind of start slipping out of there.
ducking her head to get through the doorway.
Eventually, there's like only 3 people in there.
Bless his little heart. And she'll stand up, grab the avocado burger, eat a grateful bastard.
And everyone else has exited the trailer. Colin sits crosswise the seats in the dinette so he can lean his back up against the wall. And he sets his smartphone out. And he puts on a Johnny Cash playlist. Hilariously enough, it starts with Folsom Prison Blues. He lights up a Lucky Strike and pulls out this beat up old fucking photo of him and 5 other guys. And they look a little bit younger, a little bit prouder. And above every other head but his in the photo, in red marker, it's a tiny little X. He looks at it for a while and puts it face down and just listens to Johnny Cash talking about hearing that whistle calling.
And that cub falling asleep looks like a good place to call it. Would anyone like to do anything else? Well, with that resounding silence, we'll assume a no. And say thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. We will see you next time. Living World of Darkness. Rage across New York.